My name is not important, nor is my birth date or address. What is important to know is that I was once an ordinary being, just like you. The daily exposure to the horror and indecencies performed by society and the human race as a whole can change a man. It changed me. The intrusive rise of world war, poverty, murder, crime, and economic devastation have all somehow twisted the human condition beyond recognition, beyond repair. Now, I call this place home, safe within the confinement of these four walls, to share with you another twisted tale of an otherwise ordinary mind. In spite of the events that have led up to my current demise, I am now and forever will be in love with my doll face. I cannot say for sure what might have triggered her to commit such a heinous act of revenge upon me. Perhaps I will never know. Maybe I am to blame. I'm sure the infidelities I've had over the years could be a small part of some bigger equation. There are people who might say that I drink too much. Her co-workers constantly lectured her about my expensive gambling addiction. Hell, even some of my closest friends told me that I was nothing more than a showcase husband. What is that anyway? You really start to reflect on your life when there's nothing left to do but die. I think I've been in this padded room for about 3 days now. The soothing sound of the metal wheel turning round and round in the tiny cage is gone. It was the only other distraction in the padded room. Gone, too, is the furry white rodent that was its tenant. I suppose I should find that peculiar. Maybe the little guy found a way out. Each day, no, each minute brings even more excruciating pain. My stomach aches the most. I feel as if something is slowly nibbling away at my innards. I am convinced that the inexplicable wounds to my abdomen have been infected. I can see the scars beginning to swell. What happened to me? It had to be the door. I should have never opened the damn door. It was the door that I found behind the wall. I tore down the wall inside of our walk-in closet. The walk-in closet was filled with all her expensive gowns and overpriced designer shoes. She wanted me to redesign the walk-in closet in our bedroom. Barbie, my wife, wanted me to remove the built-in wall rack that she had professionally constructed less than a year ago. More closet space, that's what she told me. I'm starting to think maybe that was a lie. Dr. Barbara Metallo sat at the kitchen table. She was crying. Were they tears of sorrow? There was no way to be sure. The retiring doctor thought that what she did could be considered justifiable. She thought that any sympathetic person would understand. Wasn't it? Wouldn't they? Her husband Ken was an unfaithful, unemployable, alcoholic, filthy rat. Everybody in town knew it. She had a reputation that needed to be upheld, after all. He had pushed her too far. Any woman in her shoes would have done the same, right? She did not consider herself a horrible monster. She was his doll face, after all. How many other women could say the same? She couldn't be so sure of the answer now. The crying stops. The thought of the countless affairs reignites the anger within her burning heart. The plan was her idea. First, she had to hide the door to the room. It was the room with the padded walls, the same padded room that would hold the small cage. She had the private contractor build the room behind the closet. She wanted it to be the room where Ken would pay for treating her this way. It would be his retribution for the 40 years of infidelities and mental abuse that she had to endure. Barbie had to go on. Did she still love her husband? Sadly, part of her did. 3 days ago I found a door. The metal door turned out to be the gateway to an end. It would be my end. I couldn't recall the room ever being here. I had built this dream house for Barbie on our 10-year anniversary. I would have remembered this room, wouldn't I? That was the same year my doll face entered medical school. She was a well-respected surgeon in the town of Willows. This is the year she was going to retire, and we were going to spend our golden years traveling the world. I am so proud of her. I wonder if I told her that. Maybe I didn't tell her that enough. If only Barbie was with me right now. I could use some of her expert medical attention. Is it getting harder to breathe? My chest feels heavy. I can see the incisions below my ribcage starting to turn a dark purple in color. It trails around my left side all the way to my back. The energy from my body is seeping through the loosely knotted stitches. I could hear myself laughing, but inside I really just want to cry. What the hell happened to me? I am lying completely naked on the metal floor. The ceiling has been covered with mirrors. I can watch myself die. How twisted. 3 days ago, Barbie's plan for revenge was set into motion. After months of meticulous scheming and careful planning, it would finally come to pass. She was inflated with gross anticipation then. Why didn't she feel the same way now? It was all so easy. The light switch in the padded room had been rigged to lock the metal door. Enough electricity to illuminate a baseball stadium would race through Ken's body when he would grab hold of the door handle. Then, while the bastard was lying unconscious, Dr. Mettello would perform her final surgery. She carefully opened the metal cage. She was mournful over the tiny white rodent. He was just an innocent in all of this. Stick to the plan, Barbie. You can't start to get a conscience now. Welcome to your new home. She just had one final stitch. There isn't much time. Ken would be waking up soon. She had to be sure to lock the door behind her. Barbie had one final thought to share with her dying spouse. She took the marker from her lab coat and scribbled something onto the padded wall. The disgruntled wife wanted to be sure that Ken would never forget. It was simple but precise. I've spent most of my life living with a filthy rat eating away at my moral being. Now it's your turn, doll face. The end.